Hello and
Hey,
welcome
hey!
to Free Gaming. I'm Amy, aka Warpfiend, and I'm joined by.
Hi, I'm Tammy, aka the Autumn Witch.
And today we're looking at all the reveals from the Warhammer World Championships preview that we got over the weekend. So, a lot of juicy ones here. So, let's get right into it with what you can see up on screen right now. It's Orican the Diviner. And just like him, we managed to very much divine this reveal.
Yeah, I mean, it needed it.
Yep, yep. As we said before in our previous video talking about these reveals, um, the old model was really just, a good sculpt, but looking a bit chunkier than the current Necrons.
I describe it as a bit quaint.
Yes, this one just like does a good job bringing it bang up to date. They haven't really gone for anything too ambitious with this one, which is, it's nice sometimes. There's some cool little details like the cube, and although yeah, they haven't gone for something absolutely crazy like the Void Dragon or something like that.
Yeah,
It's just a solid update.
yeah. And of course, this one's coming out soon because of the new Necron Codex.
Yep, the Necron Codex is not on this page, but that is coming out very soon. The next thing we have up is the Dark Angels.
I have opinions.
You have opinions. Let's just give a quick rundown of what we got. So we got Asmodai, which I think Belial was who we predicted, but Asmodai, yep.
Yeah,
And we also had the Deathwing Knights.
yeah. I mean, I can't see these being the only things being released.
Yes.
With the Dark Angels Codex, I think we're still going to get Belial. I mean, the current Belial kit is ancient. So yeah, if they're
Definitely.
redoing the Deathwing Terminators, then yeah, they're gonna have to do
Yep.
the
Ravenwing bikers. Yeah, it's all in play.
yeah. But yeah, Asmodai. Um, uh, what I really like about this model is he has an option to not have those stupid smoke trails coming out of his backpack.
I understand why they do the smoke trails, but I think it is a bit unnecessary on
It
this
does.
model in particular.
It's incredibly difficult to do solid smoke without making it just look like a really gross sneeze.
Yeah, the way it kind of oozes out of those eyes is very kind of nice and cinematic, but in terms of painting, you
Yeah,
need to know what you're doing to really get that
yeah,
looking anywhere near that heavy metal level.
yeah. I mean, I would prefer to just like stretch out some cotton wool and have that like wisping about.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, that's
I
a
think at the
much more
scale, at that
realistic
scale,
method.
it would look good. I've not
Hmm.
been a fan of any of the sculpted smoke on pretty much every GW model. It's one of the things that put me off a bit of the I say new Death Guard range.
Hmm.
It's been out for like what 6 years now, but yeah, a lot of the Death Guard models had
It
that.
is annoying. No one liked painting typhus's flies.
Yeah,
Some of it is good, and you can see why they do it to kind of show off the insane level of detail they can get in the plastic sculpts,
yeah.
and to
I mean,
just make everything very cinematic. But
yeah,
the models often don't need it.
maybe the it would look better with a more grimdark paint job because the heavy
Maybe.
metal style is picking out every little detail, and that the smoke just it looks like it makes the whole thing look too busy. But if you're going for something a bit more grimdark, a bit more toned down, you never know. It
Yeah.
might look better. But yeah, it.
Okay.
I mean, the rest of the model itself is fine.
Well, it's based on the classic Mark Gibbons art, I believe.
Yeah.
It was very close to that one.
Which was, if I remember that piece correctly, that was a very grimdark piece of art.
Yes, very much. It was one of those dark pencil sketch ones that were in
Yeah.
the codexes back in the second edition.
Yeah. Now, I would just, before we move on, I just want to say about Asmodai, I actually prefer the current model to this.
Oh, fair enough. Controversial opinion there.
I would have preferred to see, like they did with Azrael, the old one Primarisified.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, I don't have too much of an opinion either way. It's a nice model. I'm not really a Dark Angels fan. Anyway, moving on to something that I definitely am a fan of.
Wait, we haven't looked properly at the Deathwing. There we go.
Did you have anything specific to say about them?
I do. Now, I'm wondering if the Deathwing Knights are going to be their own kit, or if you're going to be able to build the other Deathwing options, like the Command Squad or the regular squad, like you get in the current edition. I'm liking they've gone a bit more sort of medieval with the.
It is very much medieval. I noticed, like, don't they all have the big feather things? Are they like?
No. It tends to be just like the squad leader.
Right.
That has like the big crests. But would I replace my Deathwing with them? No. But if I were starting a Deathwing army, I would very much jump on them. I just think that there isn't enough there to sort of pull me away from the old ones. Bearing in mind, I am like still painting up my old ones, which is another reason I'm not going to grab it. But I've got 3,000 points of Deathwing, and although these look good, they don't look good enough to pull me away from the older kit.
Fair enough. Okay, so I've already spoiled it anyway. I'm just going to move straight on to the Night Lords.
They do look good.
Oh, they're so cool! They're so cool!
They are. I love the new style of wings on the helmet. They're more swept back.
Well, they're still pretty out there, but they're less cartoony and just ridiculous than.
They also look more practical.
Yes.
Than the other ones.
Some great helmets, some weapon options. There seems to be a bunch. Like you can see, he's got the grenade there. A beautiful selection of heads and helmets that work really well with the new Chaos Space Marine kit. I think that might be a new plasma gun, actually. I think the one on the original kit has like these little segmented holes in the barrel.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I mean, this kit, I can't quite remember on the stream if they said it was the regular Chaos Space Marine kit with an upgrade sprue.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
It's the Chaos kit and the new Night Lord's upgrade sprue, which is supposed to be pretty extensive, and just from what we can see here, this is quite a lot. So if there's more that's on the sprue, that'd be amazing.
I mean, this could also hint at other Chaos Space Marine Legions that, you're getting an upgrade sprue as opposed to like an individual
kit.
So,
I mean,
so we could end up with Noise Marines or like some like very blinged out word bearers or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be more like the non-god aligned legions will all get an upgrade sprue, I think. So we'll see like word bearers and Alpha Legion and Iron Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, I do have a sneaking suspicion that they might go this way. Yeah, that looks great. But my suspicion is they might go this way with Emperor's Children as well.
Well, there's a lot of rumours about at the minute that Emperor's Children are getting a full army release next year, and that's the redacted codex we're getting.
Well, that would be good.
Which they did show. I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. The codex roadmap. So we knew up till spring 2024, and now we know summer 2024 we're getting Gene Stealer Cults Sororitas, and Redacted.
Well, I mean, I'd love it to be Emperor's Children, but seeing all those Raptors transfers turning up in the new Space Marine kits, part of me thinks, oh, maybe Raptors are getting their own codex just to troll every other army.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
Oh, you want Emperor's Children? Have some Raptors.
Okay, then. So we've discussed those. Let's move on to Horus Heresy.
I like these. I like these a lot.
They're very cool. I want to say we saw the 3D renders of them. They look like printed out versions of the 3D renders that have been given a very nice paint job.
Yeah.
Was it really new for the Heresy? I guess we saw this armament, which I don't think we saw before.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing is that these can also proxy as Vanguard veterans in 40k as well.
Oh,
so it's one of those units that does for 2 game systems, which, going by the fact it's probably going to be about 50 quid for the box because there's 10 of them.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, that sort of lessens the blow of the cost. But,
I would like this box, like just purely those jump packs that look great on some Raptors.
Oh, they totally would. I mean, I would get them for my White Scars, and I would have them as Vanguard veterans in 40k, and I'd have them as Assault Marines in 30k. So yeah, they're like a double duty unit, which I like. One of the things I like about the Horus Heresy that you don't have to like use Legends rules or anything for it. So yeah, I think they'd look good as White Scars. They'd look good as Raven Guard. I mean, they are like the definitive Raven Guard.
Oh, absolutely, yes. These are perfect Raven Guard.
I can see them working well with Emperor's Children. Some of like the Imperial Fists and the Iron Warriors, I think they would look better with like a Mark III version, which was also available in Forge World Resin until recently. So I'm wondering if, because there's like this version of the Destroyers, I think they're called Destroyers in 30k. There's this version of them in Mark 6, and we've just had like the regular Tactical Marines come out in Mark 3. So I'm wondering if there will be like a different armor mark.
There almost undoubtedly will be some more armor mark expansions down the line. Yeah. They've got to keep producing new kits somehow, and it's the obvious way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that if you've got like, because there are some legions that just don't suit like the stealth look at all, and there are some that don't suit the chunky look at all. And if you've got like the options of 2 different types of armor, I think that would go down a lot better with modelers and gamers. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, that's the Horus Heresy. Not much news, basically. These are very, very nice, but
they are very nice.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
Next up, Necromunda. They got the Taurus for the Enforcers. Now, this is just a really cool buggy. It's like the Imperial equivalent of the Orc vehicles they got lately.
Yep, and you know what I want to do? I want to grab one of these and make it into an Orc vehicle.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I love the roll cage and everything. It's just really chunky industrial wheels there.
Yeah, it just needs some glyphs and a few grots hanging off it.
Yep. Even like the really kind of sci-fi looking guns there. I mean, I know it's a sci-fi setting, but low sci-fi rather than high sci-fi.
Yeah,
I guess. This could be on like the squats. I've forgotten the name of them.
Votan?
The Votan, yes.
Yeah.
It could be on something like those, like kind of high technology weapons on it.
Yeah, but also with this, because it's yet another like standard Imperial vehicle, albeit one we've not seen before. Technically, I suppose if they release rules for it in 40k, you can take it with an Inquisitor, or you could take it in like a Gene Stealer Cult's army or like a Chaos Cult's army. That would be great to be able to do that with these kits, because these vehicles would be available to. Yeah, I don't. I mean, okay, I understand they don't do it so that each army has its own flavor, but I think they're kind of missing a trick with it.
Yeah, true. I mean, I guess they think like they've got to kind of balance the rules somehow by kind of limiting each faction to like certain things and that, and expect you to do the rest with like conversions and things. But it would just be so good if you had all the rules for all the vehicles and all the different factions that would, in the lore, have access to Imperial SDCs would be able to make them.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Gene Stealer Cult have access to, like the Astra Militarum stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
But it would be cool to, like, you know, for orcs to be able to like loot a Lehman Russ or like a Rock Grinder or something.
Yep. Right, well, we've talked about all the sci-fi stuff now, so I think it's time we move on to the fantasy.
Oh yes.
And first of all, we have, as predicted, the Summer King, Usheran, the Bold, Lord of Masks, the first exemplar, Sumeros Summer King, the Somber Paladin. Yeah, plenty of names there, and he is a big boy.
He is a big chunky boy.
Now, this is very cool. I do love me some ghouls. I really enjoyed Annie at Bad Squiddo Games recently had an all ghoul Kickstarter that was very cool, and it's nice seeing more kind of like the Games Workshop's version of what a big bad ghoul can be.
Yeah,
he is certainly. I all the pictures I've seen of him, he just looks insanely chunky. So I haven't seen any kind of scale yet to. Oh yeah, there's scale here. So yeah, he does really loom over everything. He's not maybe as big as like a Great Unclean one, but certainly like bulkier than say a Demon Prince or something.
Yeah, he's almost like Primarch type.
Yeah, and he's a Mortarch, so that certainly fits.
Yeah.
It's just a lovely. I can't wait to see some of the paint jobs people are going to do on these ones. Just absolutely gorgeous model, and of course he comes with a range refresh for the Flesh Eater Courts. So we have the standard. Well, the Crypt Guard, I guess they're called now. They were Crypt Ghouls before.
Yeah.
I guess they're changing the name. And they've just gone and added, because the Crypt Ghouls came from the old world, and they were one of those kits that, you know, they added the Flesh Eater Courts lore, which everyone loves, the fact that they're like deluded, they think they're a royal court or whatever.
Yeah.
But the models didn't really reflect that, because it was just something that had been pasted on afterwards. So it's nice they've gone like weapons that could be like the weapons used by a royal court, and you can see here the ones with like the pikes. They're really rusted and gnarly, but obviously these guys,
a halberd.
Yeah, these guys obviously think they're like noble foot soldiers or something. Yeah, and we also have knights now, which is something that's just like, why have they not had knights up to this point? I guess it's just because they haven't got around to it yet. You can't have a knightly court army without some actual knights, and these are just as gruesome as you think. Well, you can see like just details like the kind of curled back lip and the kind of manic laughter there I really enjoy, and the face on these beasts here. Yeah, because these are not just like, they don't just believe they're knights, they believe they're like Pegasus knights or something, like the noblest of the knights.
Well, I mean, if they're on a flying thing, then they might as well be Pegasus Knights anyway.
Yep. So there's also the Vargulf Courtiers, and the Vargulfs have needed a resculpt for so long, and these are just really cool. Now, personally, I wanted to see a Mongol, but there's still time, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe, please, GW. These Mongols, though, they look awesome, and I can't tell, is it just one? They're just showing us one now. It seems to be the same one from different angles.
Yeah.
Hope there's some more, because it's nice to have more than one of those in an army with a slightly different pose, at least. So we've also got the Abhorrent Cardinal and the Royal Decapitator, which are the two smaller characters. And you can see, yeah, they've both definitely got the tropes. You've got like the religious leader there, and obviously the executioner. They both look suitably horrific.
Lovely.
So yeah, I think the Flesh Eater Courts, the new army set that's coming out soon, a lot of people are going to be waiting to buy that. I think my brother's definitely going to be picking it up by the sound of it. So yeah, awesome. All coming with Flesh Eater Courts. Next up, we had this quick warband for Underworlds, which is the new Death Gorge. And it's another Cruel Boys ones.
These look fantastic.
Dagox Stab Lads, and these are really very much kind of the Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah, I was going to say sort of like the Moran and Orc.
Yeah, like this guy blowing the massive horn, and then the big flail guy, and yeah, he's got the very kind of spiky look of the Cruel Boys. But I think that it's just a lovely warband, and you can always count on Underworlds to give you a little treat at the end of the reveal session.
Yeah, they're kind of like a palate cleanser.
So some lovely Sigmar Orcs, and last up we have bam bam bam.
Called it. I knew if there was going to be a dragon for Tomb Kings, it would be a croc dragon.
Yeah, it is kind of like crocodilian, isn't it? I just think it's such an ambitious. If I'm honest, I think the Chariot Rider looks a bit too detached from the thing. I'd kind of like the thing by itself, but the engineering that's gone into making a model with actual bones with a hollow inside it is incredible. And it's going to be a pain to paint, at least if you want to paint it beyond just, white and then some Seraphim Sapir or something on it. If you want to paint all those bones in high details, I'm not quite sure how you're going to manage that with sub-assemblies. But just a stunning feat of modelling. There's something about how raised the rider is up on it that I don't particularly like. I think I'd prefer it if he was further down on the back of the dragon or just taken away entirely.
Yeah, I mean that's the sort of thing that can be like modified on the model.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think really sells this model is that it looks like it could be relatively easy to repose it.
Oh yeah, there is this other palanquin, which I think that one's a high priest, and this one's the Tomb King.
Yeah.
It's also a very large palanquin, though. It's very raised up off the dragon.
Yeah. But the dragon itself, it looks like it would be easy to repose.
Yeah, it should be. It's the thing with it's not got complex muscle and skin and stuff over the top of it. That's usually fairly easy to repose. But yeah, it's been a fair few models we had. I don't think we were really expecting too much from these reveals, just being the last one of the year, well, before Christmas reveals anyway. And yeah, they've given us a fair amount of stuff. A lot of the stuff we predicted right. A few curveballs here and there.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. It's been a long day.
Looks like it. Yep. Oh, there is one thing that I forgot to mention about Asmodai. If you could bring him back up.
Yep, sure.
Okay, there is this detail on it that I think is absolutely brilliant. I may not be a huge fan of the whole model, but if you look at the two purity seals on his right shoulder pad.
Yeah.
The way that they hang that little crease over the
Oh yeah.
shoulder pad rim, that I love that bit of detail. That tiny little blink and you miss it. You know, that just little bit of detail.
It is nice. I'm
is
doing
so
the Blood
subtle.
Knights still at the minute, and a lot of their material has the same kind of subtle folds where it's covering the armor.
Yeah. But it's got like that subtlety, and it's just like the wafts of smoke are like unsubtle, and I think it sort of detracts from the subtlety. Like the actual beauty of the model is in its subtlety, and then it's like spewing out snot. But yeah.
Cool. Well, last shot on the Night Lords to take us out. We've been Bleeding Tree Gaming, and we will see you in the next one.
Or if you want to join us on Facebook, we have a Facebook group page. That's Facebook/Bleeding Tree Gaming. We're easy to find.
That's the one. See you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.